If you're spending hundreds of dollars on your cymbals, you had better make sure your cymbal sleeves and felts are in good working order. But not all felts are made the same. Let's check out DW's version and see if they fit your needs. To get the price point out of the way, DW's version is more expensive than, say, Gibraltar's version. It's also a combo pack, so the ultimate value really comes down to how many of the pieces you end up using. First, each product that they sell is a 2-pack, so this is meant to replace sleeves and felts on 2 different stands or on one stand 2 times over. For each set, there are 2 pieces it comes with, the top side and the bottom side. The bottom piece is set up as a typical slide-on sleeve. That means there's no threading on the inside of the sleeve. There's some stands out there that actually require a sleeve that screws in. So if you have one of these special stands, you don't want to use one of these pieces for that stand. One thing that makes these sleeves quite different from others on the market is that the felt is actually permanently attached to the sleeve. This means you really have to commit to the felt that comes with this package. And the felt here is actually different from what you would normally see. Usually felts are soft or squishy, you can kind of bend them over, whereas the DW one is very firm. Personally, I actually do like the hard felt on these sleeves. I feel that they help keep the cymbals at the angle that I actually set them at, and that they're not going to droop over time. Because the felt is so hard, it's not going to really get impacted, it's not going to squish down, so the cymbal isn't going to change the angle as the felt gets old. The felt will definitely outlast the sleeve, and yes, the sleeve will wear down over time, as you can see from this old sleeve that I've got that I let go way too long. And when that does wear down, you're going to have to replace the whole sleeve felt combo, even though the felt is still good. Moving on from the bottom side to the top side, in this case, I'm a little bit more torn on this piece. As you can see, there's a hard piece of plastic, again, permanently attached to this. DW is referring to that piece as the washer. Now, I don't usually like washers on my cymbals. I feel that for my crashes, that results in them being too choked. There's not enough motion that I can get out of them. In that combo pack, I usually always throw away the top section, which really cuts into the value of that package. That said, there are a couple of cases where I do prefer to have a washer on the cymbal. One is on my ride. I don't have it too tight with the washer, but I tighten it up a bit. This way, when I'm like really riding into the ride, it reduces the amount of motion, and because the cymbal's so big, that this helps me to control the cymbal a little bit more. Even more important is for my china. Here I have the washer actually quite tight, and it's actually a pretty critical role that it's playing because you can see my china is actually pretty flat. It's almost parallel to the ground. Without that washer, the cymbal won't sit flat. I can easily just push it down with my finger and then it just kind of goes on a steep 45-degree angle. If I were to try to play with that, the cymbal would be moving all over the place. I'd have very little control. So while I prefer to have some range of motion, some openness on the crashes, on the china, I do prefer to have that range of motion greatly reduced, have the washer on there tight. Now I can play fast quarters or even eighths repeatedly on the china, basically riding the china. And I can do that without having to worry about whether or not it's going to be in an odd position. I can play it without having to think about it. If you are interested in going down this route, DW actually has some better options for those top sides where the wing nut is also permanently attached. That's the case for both my china and my ride, and I find that it works great. It's really easy for cymbal swapping. So should you go with the DW option here? Well, if you need a threaded sleeve or extra tall sleeves, then definitely not. If you need something that's going to hold your cymbals in place better, then the DWs are a great option. Otherwise, it really comes down to personal preference, but I say give them a try. So you can replace busted cymbal sleeves, busted cymbal felts, but can you fix anything else on a broken cymbal stand? In most cases, no, but there is one important thing that you can fix on a broken stand, and you can find out more about that right over here. Until next time, peace.